guys, I hope you're all well today. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Pasqueline, and I'm so happy that you are here. And kindly, if you have not yet subscribed, kindly do subscribe down here. Thank you so much. I will really appreciate your support. And so September is the National Suicide Prevention Month, and so I want us today to talk about suicide. Because most of the times when we lose our loved ones, when we lose people we love through suicide, we are left with more questions than answers because we don't exactly understand why they chose to do what they did. And sometimes, we are left wondering how comes we never noticed, because some of the people who actually commit suicide are some of the most happy people that we know. They're those people who were very okay, they looked okay, they looked happy, they looked like everything was, well and in order, and they had a good life. And so we're left with so many questions, and we keep on asking ourselves, how comes we never realized that they were about to do this? So today I want us to talk about those warning signs so that you just are able to pick out those signs, that could tell you that someone is about to commit suicide. The first time that I experienced suicide was when I was pretty young. I was in high school and I lost a friend to suicide, and she left a note telling her mom that she felt like the mom didn't love her enough, and she felt like her mom loved her siblings more than she did love her. And it was at a point where the mom had just divorced with the dad, and so she was she felt like the dad loved her more than the mom did, and now she's stuck with the mom. So she felt like taking their own lives was the only option out, and so she did. And after that, of course, I have seen many people who, of course, have lost their loved ones to suicide. I have people who I know who have taken their own lives, and most of the times, we are left with so many questions. We are left with so many questions, trying to understand why suicide. Why did they choose suicide? Was there no better way out? Why didn't they ask for help? Why didn't they tell us they were struggling so that we can help? But the truth is that I have also seen people who, before they did take their own lives, talked about wanting to commit suicide, wanting to take their own lives through suicide, and nobody really took them seriously. Most of the times we look at them as people who are just seeking attention, people who just want, to look for attention, and they're not exactly serious. And then when they do it, then we are left, again, people now are back to asking themselves, hiya, kumbe he was serious, hiya, kumbe she was serious. We never saw it coming. We don't have to wait until they take their own lives for us to pick out the warning signs and help them in time. So these are the warning signs that you should be alarmed about if you see them in a loved one. And one of them is deep sadness. So you've realized that someone close to you has all of a sudden become very deeply sad. They're never happy. They're always, complaining about things going the wrong way in their lives, always complaining about things that are not going right. That is one of the warning signs. It could also be hopelessness. From how you're talking to them, you can pick out hopelessness in their conversations. They feel so hopeless. They sound like they don't see anything good out of this life. They don't see anything good coming out of their lives. They have become very hopeless. So that is another warning sign. If you also realize that all of a sudden they are always talking about, like they're putting their lives in order. They're always talking about, maybe if you have children, they're trying to tell you, they're talking about how they would want their children to be taken care of in case they died. Probably talking about how they would want to be buried if they died, how they would want, like they're always talking about death. They're always talking about death. Then you need to be alarmed there. And again, if you realize that someone has become very careless with their lives, they no longer care about their lives, they don't care about things going wrong in their lives. They don't care if they lose their job, if they don't wake up in the morning, early in the morning, and go to that office. They don't care if they're driving and they get accidents. So they become very careless. They start abusing drugs and substance maybe, and it becomes excessive with time. So that is also another warning sign. Yeah, so that is also another warning sign. Then if you realize that someone has also become very withdrawn, so nowadays it was a friend of yours, or always hanging out together, or it's a family member always hanging out together, she was always out there, but nowadays they prefer to just stay, you know, in their homes, locked up in their rooms. They no longer talk too much to people, they just want to be alone. That is another warning sign. You need to you know, to check them out and just confirm that they are okay. So those are some of the warning signs that you need to be alarmed about if you see in a loved one. And when you see those signs, please do not ignore them. I would rather you play safe and help that person, or just try and see whether you can pick out whatever it is that is bothering them and help them out and probably send them to help, than assuming that they are asking for attention, and then when they have already taken their own lives, that is when now you're left with questions and wondering why they had to do that, and of course being very angry at them. We really don't have to wait until it happens. We can always do something before it does. So those are some of the warning signs, and I'm happy that you have watched this video to this point, and I really appreciate your time. So be out there, be your sister's keeper, be your brother's keeper. Kindly, let's take care of each other, let's watch over each other, let's support each other wherever we can. Let us just be there for, you know, our loved ones, and especially during this COVID season. There's so many people who have been affected, but especially job losses. And I already know so far 3 people who have taken their own lives because, you know, they lost their jobs and they were the breadwinners, and they now are frustrated with life and they don't see a better ending to this, and so they decided to take their own lives, and they actually did take their own lives. It is very sad, and I saw the pain in their families, and and it breaks my heart that that happened. But before it did, actually one of the relatives of one of them did mention that she had been called at around 3 a.m. by the brother, and the brother just told her, you know what, me, I'm actually considering taking my own life, because this life, the way it is going, I just don't feel like I want to live anymore. The sister tried talking to him, you know, but according to her, she said, no, I didn't think that he would do that, because he has never attempted suicide before. He had never shown signs of wanting to commit suicide before, or he has never shown signs of wanting to take his own life before. So she never really took it seriously, but she spoke to him. In the morning when they woke up, he had already taken his life. So don't assume those talks. When you hear someone talking about wanting to take their own lives, my dear, do something about it. Try as much as possible to offer you support. Try as much as possible to offer you help. You'd rather do that than be sorry later that they actually did actualize their threat. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you taking your time, and kindly do subscribe down here below. Do support me through subscribing to my channel, and so that you're also notified every time that I upload a video. Thank you so much. Do have a good day. Bye.